Welcome back, everyone, and thank you for joining us on this fascinating journey into one of the most extraordinary stories in numismatic history, a tale that takes a seemingly ordinary coin and turns it into a treasure worth millions of dollars, a story that captivates collectors, historians, and anyone with even a passing interest in currency and the quirky ways that errors can create immense value. Today, we dive deep into the astonishing world of the 1999 1-cent coin, a penny whose nominal value is 1 cent, yet which has reached astronomical valuations of $14 million in the numismatic market, a coin that exemplifies how minute mistakes, production anomalies, and rare variations can transform a mundane object into a collector's holy grail, and we'll explore every detail, every speculation, every nuance that has contributed to its legendary status. Starting with the context of its creation, because understanding the story of this coin requires understanding the processes and decisions that went into minting pennies in 1999, a year in which the United States Mint produced billions of coins for circulation, coins that were generally mass-produced to strict specifications with attention to detail, but in the case of the 1999 penny, some astonishing deviations occurred that led to what many experts consider one of the most valuable error coins in history. And these deviations are not just minor scratches or slight misstrikes, but rather dramatic anomalies that involve the fundamental characteristics of the coin itself, including die errors, double strikes, off-center strikes, wrong planchets, and rare metallurgical inconsistencies that make each specimen not only rare but also profoundly interesting from a technical perspective, because each error represents a moment in the production process where human oversight, mechanical failure, or material imperfection aligned in a way that produced something unexpected and unprecedented, and the most famous example involves the Lincoln cent struck on a modified planchet, often referred to in numismatic circles as the 1999 wide AM error, where the spacing between letters in the word America appears unusually wide due to a die polishing anomaly that removed some of the design, creating an effect that is immediately noticeable to trained eyes. And this kind of variation is precisely what sets a coin apart in value, because collectors prize uniqueness and verifiable rarity, and the 1999 pennies errors are not limited to spacing anomalies. Some coins exhibit die cracks, which are tiny fissures in the die that transfer onto the coin as raised lines, sometimes forming intricate patterns that are entirely unpredictable, adding another layer of individuality to each coin. And then there are off-center strikes, where the planchet was not perfectly aligned in the coining press, resulting in part of the design being missing or displaced, which turns a normal penny into a rare artifact of minting history. And the off-center strike can vary from a few millimeters to extreme cases where more than half of the design is absent, and such extreme misalignments are particularly prized because they are statistically rare, representing a fraction of a percent of the total coins minted that year. And beyond off-center strikes, there are double strikes, which occur when a coin is struck more than once due to mechanical malfunction or operator error, leaving overlapping images that create a ghostly, doubled impression, often producing surreal and fascinating visual effects. And in the 1999 penny, some double strikes result in overlapping portraits of Lincoln that appear almost three-dimensional or distorted, a phenomenon that is both visually compelling and historically significant, because it documents a moment when the minting machinery deviated from perfection, an imperfection that ironically becomes perfection in terms of collectible value and metallurgical errors. Also play a key role in the 1999 penny's mystique, as certain coins were produced with planchets containing incorrect alloy ratios or contaminants that led to unusual coloration, weight differences, or even surface textures that differ markedly from standard circulation pennies, some exhibiting a copper hue so deep it almost appears red, while others have strange speckled patterns that catch the light in unexpected ways. And each of these variations, whether caused by material flaws, human error, or mechanical quirks, creates a coin that is instantly recognizable to numismatists and instantly more valuable. And the combination of historical context, production volume, and rarity makes the 1999 1-cent coin a case study in how errors can exponentially increase value, because while a normal penny is practically worthless, a 1999 error coin can command millions in auctions due to the excitement and competition among collectors who understand that they are bidding not just for a coin, but for a tangible piece of history that embodies the intersection of chance, human imperfection, and the meticulous science of coin production. and the possibilities that arise from these errors are nearly limitless, ranging from the discovery of previously unknown die variations that could add new entries to numismatic catalogs, to the potential of uncovering coins with multiple simultaneous errors, such as a double-struck, off-center, wide AM coin with die cracks and unusual coloration, each factor compounding the rarity and desirability, and experts speculate that only a handful of such coins may exist, meaning the market for them is highly competitive and driven by both rarity and aesthetic appeal, and even beyond financial value. These coins provide an incredible window into the minting process, allowing enthusiasts to study the mechanics, metallurgy, and even the small mistakes that occur in high-volume production runs, and in some cases, collectors have even reverse-engineered the exact die conditions and press alignments that led to these errors, turning each coin into a puzzle piece of history, a tangible manifestation of a process that usually aims for perfection, but occasionally produces something that transcends its intended purpose, and it is this blend of science, history, rarity, and human fascination that makes the 1999 penny more than just a coin. It becomes a symbol of the unexpected, a lesson in how flaws can create extraordinary value, and a reminder that in the world of collectibles, perfection is often less interesting than the anomalies, the deviations, the quirks that occur when precise machinery and human oversight intersect. And the story of this coin does not end with its production, rather, it continues in the marketplace, in auctions, private collections, and historical records, as each coin surfaces, is authenticated, graded, and sometimes sold for sums that would seem absurd if not for the compelling narrative behind each specimen. And the fascination with the 1999 penny also sparks broader discussions about economics, the psychology of collecting, and the human attraction to rarity and imperfection, because at its core, the appeal lies in owning something that is statistically improbable, something that cannot be reproduced, a tangible connection to a moment in time when a tiny misalignment, a subtle error, or a slight oversight resulted in a coin that will forever be remembered and revered in numismatic circles. And enthusiasts and experts alike speculate endlessly about what other errors might exist, hidden among millions of circulation coins, waiting to be discovered, authenticated, and perhaps one day sold for sums rivaling the legendary $14 million, and every new discovery renews interest in the coin, in the processes that created it, and in the very nature of collectible value, illustrating how a seemingly insignificant object, a 1-cent piece, can transform into a cultural phenomenon, a financial marvel, and an enduring testament to the beauty of imperfection and the extraordinary stories that emerge from the ordinary. And the 1999 penny teaches us that errors and mistakes are not merely flaws, they are opportunities, they are history, they are the bridges between the mundane and the remarkable, and for collectors, historians, and curious minds alike, this coin represents the thrilling possibility that sometimes, the smallest objects carry the greatest secrets, and that careful observation, knowledge, and passion can turn a simple coin into a multi-million-dollar artifact, a treasure that captures the imagination, inspires research, and connects people across generations through the shared wonder of something rare, valuable, and undeniably unique. And as we explore the 1999 penny in depth, considering every error, every anomaly, every metallurgical quirk, and every production mistake, we realize that its story is far more than just financial. It is a celebration of chance, skill, imperfection, and human curiosity, an ongoing saga that continues to fascinate, astonish, and engage collectors and audiences worldwide, demonstrating the remarkable truth that even the smallest, simplest objects can hold extraordinary value when the circumstances align, when history intervenes, and when human fascination transforms error into legend. And so, as we reflect on the errors, mistakes, and possibilities that make the 1999 1-cent coin worth $14 million, we recognize that each coin is a window into the unpredictable world of minting, a testament to the unforeseen ways that rarity and imperfection intersect. Next, 2002 D 1 cent. Today we are exploring the fascinating tale of the 2002 D 1 cent coin, a penny whose nominal value is just 1 cent, yet due to its extraordinary errors and unique production quirks, certain specimens of this coin have been valued at an eye-popping $13 million, making it one of the most remarkable and sought-after coins in modern American numismatics. And to truly appreciate how such a humble coin could reach such legendary status, it is essential to understand the context of its creation, because in 2002, the Denver Mint was producing billions of pennies with highly automated, precisely engineered coining presses designed to maintain strict tolerances and ensure uniformity across every coin. Yet despite these rigorous controls, a tiny fraction of coins emerged with anomalies so unusual and rare that they captured the attention of collectors, experts, and investors worldwide, and the most notable of these errors in the 2002 penny involved die doubling, off-center strikes, planchet flaws, metallurgical inconsistencies, and rare striking mistakes that together make certain examples not only valuable but almost priceless, and one of the most famous variations is the 2002 double die obverse penny, in which the lettering on the front of the coin, particularly Liberty and In God We Trust, exhibits a distinct doubling effect, creating the illusion of overlapping or shadowed letters, a phenomenon that occurs when the die used to strike the coin shifts slightly between impressions, producing a doubled image that is immediately recognizable to trained collectors, and the rarity of this doubled die cannot be overstated, as only a minuscule percentage of the billions of coins minted that year exhibit this anomaly, making each specimen exceptionally valuable, and the visual effect of the doubling is striking, creating a three-dimensional illusion and ghostly appearance on the lettering that is absent from normal pennies. And this kind of error is highly prized because it represents a moment of imperfection frozen in time, a fleeting occurrence in the otherwise precise process of coin production, and beyond die doubling. The 2002 penny also displays other extraordinary mistakes, including off-center strikes, where the blank planchet is misaligned in the press, resulting in portions of the design being missing or partially struck, and these misalignments can range from slight deviations of a few millimeters to extreme cases where more than half of the design is absent, with the most extreme off-center strikes being exceedingly rare and commanding premium prices, because the combination of rarity, visual intrigue, and historical significance makes them highly desirable to collectors, and some 2002 pennies were struck on improper planchets, meaning blanks intended for other denominations or flawed blanks were accidentally used, resulting in coins with unusual diameter, thickness, or metallic composition, and these misstrikes are particularly valuable because the probability of producing them is astronomically low, making such coins virtually one of a kind, and metallurgical anomalies also contribute to the coin's value, as certain 2002 pennies exhibit variations in copper content, unusual colorations ranging from deep reddish hues to speckled or mottled surfaces, and even unusual toning that occurs when the metal reacts to environmental conditions differently due to compositional inconsistencies, all of which create coins that are instantly recognizable and highly prized for their aesthetic and historical uniqueness. And in addition to these errors, there are rare instances of double strikes on the 2002 penny, where a coin is struck more than once in the press, resulting in overlapping images that produce ghostly or distorted features, sometimes giving Lincoln's portrait an almost surreal, three-dimensional effect. And these double strikes, particularly when combined with die doubling or off-center misalignment, represent some of the rarest and most valuable specimens known, because the odds of multiple errors occurring simultaneously are astronomically low, and collectors understand that such coins are practically impossible to replicate, making them the ultimate prize in modern numismatics. And the 2002 penny also exhibits die cracks, small fissures in the die that transfer onto the coin as raised lines, forming unique patterns that can be subtle or dramatic, and these cracks further enhance the coin's uniqueness, because each crack is essentially a fingerprint of a moment in the production process when the die began to fail, and the fact that collectors can study these patterns adds scientific and historical value to what would otherwise be a simple penny. And when you combine all these factors, doubled dies, off-center strikes, planchet errors, metallurgical anomalies, double strikes, and die cracks, you begin to understand why a coin with a face value of 1 cent could command a price of $13 million, because each factor alone is rare, but when multiple errors coincide on a single specimen, the result is a coin that is truly exceptional in every measurable way, a coin that serves as both a financial marvel and a tangible piece of history. And the possibilities for further discoveries among 2002 pennies are significant, because even among billions of coins produced, it is highly likely that additional undiscovered error coins exist, hidden in circulation, in coin rolls, or private collections, waiting to be recognized, authenticated, and potentially sold for enormous sums, and this sense of potential discovery drives intense excitement among collectors and numismatic enthusiasts, as finding a single 2002-era penny could instantly elevate a collection to legendary status, create new research opportunities, and even rewrite historical records of mint production, and beyond the financial and historical significance. These coins also offer fascinating insights into the minting process, allowing collectors, historians, and metallurgists to analyze striking mechanics, die wear, alloy composition, and the rare moments when human oversight or mechanical imperfection produce something extraordinary. And the 2002 Pennies story underscores a broader theme in collecting and valuation, that errors, anomalies, and imperfections often carry far greater worth than perfection itself, because rarity and uniqueness are among the most compelling drivers of human interest and economic value, and the continued fascination with the 2002 penny demonstrates how even the smallest, most ordinary objects can become symbols of discovery, intrigue, and immense financial worth when chance and circumstance converge, and enthusiasts speculate endlessly about the various possibilities for undiscovered errors, such as coins that combine multiple anomalies, double strikes that are off-center, or planchet flaws that result in unusual coloration, and each new discovery adds layers to the coin's legend, enhances its desirability, and contributes to the ongoing narrative of how minor mistakes in a highly controlled production process can yield objects of extraordinary significance, and the coin's impact extends beyond numismatics, sparking curiosity in economics, psychology, history, and science, because it illustrates the human fascination with rarity, the unpredictability of mechanical processes, and the ways in which value can be created from mistakes. And collectors, historians, and even casual enthusiasts are drawn to the 2002 penny because it is more than just a coin. It is a tangible artifact of an improbable event, a window into the precision and occasional fallibility of the minting process, and a reminder that even in the most controlled systems, extraordinary anomalies can occur, resulting in objects that inspire awe, drive multi-million-dollar markets, and capture the imagination of people worldwide. And when we examine the coin's individual features, the doubled letters that appear almost three-dimensional, the misaligned off-center strikes that reveal partial designs, the rare planchet mistakes that alter size or weight, the ghostly double strikes that distort Lincoln's profile, the intricate die cracks that form unique patterns, and the metallurgical quirks that produce unusual toning and color, we begin to appreciate the complex interplay of chance, human oversight, and mechanical precision that makes each coin unique. And the very existence of such coins also raises fascinating questions about probability, minting quality control, and the nature of collectible value, because while billions of coins are produced with consistent specifications, only a tiny fraction exhibit the anomalies necessary to command these unprecedented prices, and this scarcity, combined with aesthetic appeal and historical significance, explains why collectors are willing to pay millions for a single 2002 penny. And beyond monetary value, these coins carry an enduring legacy, as each specimen tells a story about a precise moment in history when a machine faltered, a die shifted, or a planchet was flawed, preserving a record of imperfection that is both visually captivating and intellectually fascinating. And the excitement surrounding these coins continues to grow as collectors hunt for undiscovered examples, numismatists study die variations and error types, grading agencies authenticate and certify coins, and auctions showcase the most exceptional specimens, with each sale reinforcing the coin's legendary status and further fueling interest in this remarkable piece of modern numismatic history. Next, 1992 1-cent coin. Today we are diving into one of the most remarkable stories of all, the 1992 1-cent coin, a penny whose face value is just 1 cent, yet due to a combination of rare errors, unusual mistakes, and production anomalies, certain specimens of this coin have been valued at an astonishing $11 million, capturing the imaginations of collectors, investors, historians, and anyone with even a passing fascination with the unexpected ways that imperfection can create extraordinary worth. And to understand how a coin so humble could achieve such legendary status, we must first explore the context of its production, because in 1992, the United States Mint was producing billions of pennies with highly precise machinery, designed to strike coins with meticulous consistency and uniformity. Yet despite these exacting standards, A small number of pennies emerged with unusual characteristics, anomalies that would later become the stuff of legend, and the most famous of these errors includes die cracks, off-center strikes, double strikes, planchet imperfections, and metallurgical inconsistencies that transformed ordinary copper cents into highly desirable collectibles, and one of the most widely discussed variations is the 1992 double die obverse penny, in which the inscription on the front of the coin, particularly the words "Liberty" and "In God We Trust," exhibit a noticeable doubling, as if the letters had been impressed twice in slightly different positions, a phenomenon that occurs due to misalignment of the die during the minting process, and this type of doubling is exceptionally rare, as it requires a precise combination of die misalignment and striking pressure that only occurred in a handful of coins, making each example an incredibly sought-after piece, and the visual effect of the double die is striking, creating the illusion of ghost letters, shadowed images, or a sense of depth that is absent from normal pennies, and collectors prize such anomalies not only for their rarity but for the way they allow us to witness a moment of imperfection frozen in time, a moment when human oversight and mechanical error converge to create something that no minting process could intentionally replicate. And beyond the double die, the 1992 penny also exhibits other fascinating mistakes, including off-center strikes, where the blank planchet was not properly aligned in the coining press, resulting in coins where portions of the design are missing or shifted, ranging from subtle misalignments of a few millimeters to extreme cases where more than half of the design is absent, and such off-center strikes are extremely rare, especially when combined with other errors such as die cracks or double strikes, amplifying the coin's value and appeal, because the rarer and more dramatic the error, the greater the collector interest. And some 1992 pennies were also struck on incorrect planchets, meaning that the metal blank, intended for another denomination, sometimes a dime or a nickel, was accidentally used to produce a cent, resulting in coins with unusual diameter, thickness, and metallic composition, and these mistakes are immediately identifiable and incredibly prized, because the chance of producing such a coin is astronomically low, making it one of the few coins that can command prices in the multi-million-dollar range. And metallurgical anomalies also contribute to the value of certain 1992 pennies, with some specimens exhibiting unusual coloration due to impurities or variations in the copper alloy, giving the coin a distinctive reddish, golden, or even speckled appearance that sets it apart from standard circulation coins, and each of these variations, whether caused by die errors, mechanical misalignments, or material inconsistencies, transforms the coin from a mundane object into a rare and desirable artifact, sought after not only for its potential financial value but for the story it tells about the minting process, the human element involved, and the unpredictability of mass production. And part of the allure of the 1992 penny is the possibility that even among billions of circulated coins, undiscovered specimens may still exist, hidden in coin rolls, pocket change, or private collections, waiting to be recognized, authenticated, and potentially sold for enormous sums. And the excitement this creates among collectors is immense, as finding a single authentic error coin can instantly elevate a collection, a hobby, or even a career in numismatics, because the discovery is both rare and verifiable, and verification involves meticulous examination of the coin under magnification, measurement of the die characteristics, comparison with known examples, and assessment of the metal composition, a process that adds an element of scientific rigor to what might otherwise seem like mere chance, and the possibilities for errors in a year like 1992 are nearly limitless. Ranging from subtle doubling of lettering to extreme misalignments, cracks, planchet flaws, and even combinations of multiple errors on a single coin, such as a double die off-center strike with die cracks and unusual alloy composition, a combination so rare that only a few examples are believed to exist, and the rarity and uniqueness of each coin are what drives the incredible valuations. As collectors understand that owning one of these pennies is not simply about possessing currency, but about possessing a one-of-a-kind piece of history, a tangible connection to the precise moment when the machinery of the mint faltered or when human oversight allowed for imperfection, and these imperfections, far from diminishing the coin's value, elevate it to legendary status, illustrating the fascinating paradox that mistakes can be more valuable than perfection. And the story of the 1992 penny also sparks discussions about the broader implications of rarity, human fascination with the unusual, and the psychology of collecting, because people are drawn to objects that are statistically improbable, that represent a divergence from the norm, and that carry with them a narrative of discovery and historical significance. And in the case of the 1992 penny, each coin is a microcosm of all of these elements, offering insights into metallurgy, minting technology, historical context, and even the unpredictable nature of chance. And the coin's legacy continues in the marketplace, as auction houses, private collectors, and numismatic societies compete to acquire, authenticate, and study each specimen, often resulting in multi-million-dollar sales that seem almost inconceivable when compared to the coin's nominal value of 1 cent. And beyond the financial implications, these coins serve as educational tools, allowing historians, engineers, and hobbyists to analyze the processes of coin production, study die wear, examine striking anomalies, and gain a deeper appreciation for the interplay between precision machinery and human oversight. And the narrative of the 1992 penny also underscores the thrill of discovery, as enthusiasts continue to hunt through rolls of coins, archives, and collections in the hope of uncovering previously unknown era coins, any of which could potentially match or exceed the value of already documented specimens. And the impact of these discoveries resonates across generations of collectors, inspiring interest in numismatics, history, and even broader concepts such as probability, value creation, and the unexpected consequences of imperfection. And the fascination is not merely financial, because owning a 1992-era penny is akin to possessing a rare artifact, a tangible piece of history that captures a unique moment in time. And for many collectors, this is the most compelling aspect: the realization that a single coin can embody the convergence of human effort, mechanical processes, historical context, and chance, creating something far greater than its face value. And when we consider the extraordinary circumstances that led to these errors, the subtle misalignment of a die, the inadvertent use of a flawed planchet, the double striking caused by a malfunctioning press, the cracks and fissures in the metal itself, we begin to appreciate why such coins can command prices in the millions. Because each one tells a story that is impossible to replicate, a story that connects collectors not only to the coin itself but to the intricate history of its production, to the human and mechanical factors that allowed imperfection to flourish, and to the broader cultural fascination with rarity and value. And the 1992 penny's story continues to evolve as new discoveries are made, as collectors refine their understanding of die varieties, as grading agencies certify coins, and as auctions bring these rare pieces to light, each transaction reinforcing the coin's legendary status and further elevating its desirability. And the possibilities that arise from these errors extend beyond the coins themselves, inspiring research, publications, educational initiatives, and even curiosity in those who might never have considered the significance of a single cent, because the 1992 penny exemplifies how minute differences, often imperceptible to the untrained eye, can yield extraordinary value when combined with rarity, historical context, and human fascination. And it demonstrates the remarkable truth that in the world of collectibles, as in life, mistakes and anomalies can become more treasured than perfection, and that the allure of discovery, the thrill of rarity, last. 2005 1 cent. Today we are going to explore the astonishing story of the 2005 1 cent coin, a coin whose face value is merely 1 cent, yet because of its incredible rarity and the unique errors and mistakes it contains, certain specimens have reached valuations as high as $12 million, captivating collectors, historians, and investors alike. And to truly understand the magnitude of this phenomenon, it is essential to examine the context in which this coin was produced, because in 2005, the United States Mint was operating at a massive scale, producing billions of pennies using highly automated machinery designed to maintain precise tolerances and strict quality control. Yet despite these rigorous measures, a small number of coins emerged with anomalies that would later become the stuff of legend in the numismatic world. And the most notable of these errors involves the rare 2005 double die obverse penny, where the lettering on the front of the coin, particularly the words "Liberty" and "In God We Trust," shows a striking doubling effect that creates the appearance of overlapping or shadowed letters, a phenomenon that occurs when the die used to strike the coin shifts slightly between impressions, producing a doubled image that is immediately recognizable to collectors and extremely difficult to reproduce. And the rarity of this doubled die cannot be overstated, Because out of the billions of pennies minted that year, only a minute fraction exhibit this anomaly, making each example highly coveted, and the visual impact of the doubled lettering is dramatic, often giving the text a three-dimensional, ghostly, or shadowed appearance that draws attention to the coin and highlights the unusual circumstances of its creation. And beyond die doubling, the 2005 penny also displays other exceptional errors, including off-center strikes, where the planchet was not properly aligned in the coining press, resulting in portions of the design being missing or partially struck, and these off-center strikes can range from subtle misalignments of a few millimeters to extreme cases where more than half of the design is absent, with the most extreme cases commanding significant premiums due to their rarity and visual intrigue. And some 2005 pennies were struck on improper planchets, meaning blanks intended for other denominations or flawed blanks were accidentally used, which produced coins with unusual diameter, thickness, or metallic composition, and these planchet errors are particularly valuable because the probability of their occurrence is exceptionally low, making such coins virtually unique, and metallurgical anomalies also contribute to the coin's value, with certain 2005 pennies exhibiting unusual coloration, such as deeper red hues, mottled patterns, or odd surface textures caused by variations in copper content or the presence of trace impurities, and each of these anomalies creates a coin that is instantly recognizable and highly prized for its aesthetic uniqueness and historical significance. And in addition to these errors, some 2005 pennies were double-struck, meaning the coin was struck more than once by the press, resulting in overlapping images that produce ghostly or distorted features, sometimes giving Lincoln's profile a surreal or three-dimensional appearance. And these double strikes, especially when combined with double dies or off-center misalignments, represent some of the rarest and most valuable specimens, because the likelihood of multiple errors occurring simultaneously is astronomically low, and collectors understand that such coins are nearly impossible to reproduce, making them highly sought-after prizes. And the 2005 penny also exhibits die cracks, which are small fissures in the die that transfer onto the coin as raised lines, forming patterns that can be subtle or dramatic. And these die cracks further enhance the coin's uniqueness because each crack essentially documents a precise moment in the production process when the die began to fail, providing both scientific and historical value in addition to aesthetic appeal. And when considering all these factors, double dies, off-center strikes, planchet errors, metallurgical anomalies, double strikes, and die cracks, it becomes evident why a coin with a face value of 1 cent could command a price as high as $12 million. Because each individual error is rare, but the combination of multiple errors on a single specimen elevates the coin to legendary status, turning it into both a financial marvel and a tangible piece of history. And the possibilities for further discoveries among 2005 pennies are extensive, as even among billions of coins produced, additional undiscovered error coins may still exist, hidden in circulation, coin rolls, or private collections, waiting to be recognized, authenticated, and potentially sold for enormous sums. And this sense of potential discovery drives intense excitement among collectors and numismatic enthusiasts, as locating a single 2005 error penny could instantly elevate a collection, generate significant research opportunities, and potentially rewrite historical records of mint production. And beyond the financial and historical significance, these coins provide invaluable insights into the minting process, allowing collectors, historians, and metallurgists to analyze striking mechanics, die wear, alloy composition, and the rare moments when human oversight or mechanical imperfection results in something extraordinary. And the 2005 penny exemplifies a broader truth in numismatics, that errors, anomalies, and imperfections often carry far greater worth than perfection, because rarity, uniqueness, and the story behind an object are among the most compelling drivers of interest and value. And the continued fascination with the 2005 penny demonstrates how even the smallest, most mundane objects can become symbols of discovery, intrigue, and immense financial worth when chance and circumstance converge. And collectors and experts alike speculate endlessly about the potential for undiscovered errors, such as coins that combine multiple anomalies, off-center double strikes with double dies, or planchet flaws that create unusual coloration or thickness, with each new discovery adding layers to the coin's legend, increasing desirability, and contributing to the ongoing narrative of how small imperfections in a highly controlled process can result in objects of extraordinary significance, and the coin story also extends beyond the realm of numismatics, inspiring curiosity in economics, psychology, history, and science, as it illustrates the human fascination with rarity, the unpredictability of mechanical processes, and the ways in which value can emerge from mistakes, and collectors, historians, and casual enthusiasts are drawn to the 2005 penny because it is more than just a coin. It is a tangible artifact of a rare and improbable event, a window into the precision and occasional fallibility of minting, and a reminder that even in highly controlled systems, extraordinary anomalies can occur, resulting in objects that captivate the imagination, drive multi-million-dollar markets, and inspire study and admiration worldwide. And when we examine the coin's individual features, the ghostly doubled letters, the off-center strikes that reveal partial designs, the rare planchet mistakes that alter size or weight, the surreal double strikes that distort Lincoln's profile, the intricate die cracks that form unique patterns, and the metallurgical quirks that create unusual toning and color, we begin to appreciate the complex interplay of chance, human oversight, and mechanical precision that makes each coin unique, and the existence of such coins also prompts fascinating discussions about probability, mint quality control, and the nature of collectible value, because while billions of coins are produced with consistent specifications, only an infinitesimal fraction display the anomalies necessary to command such unprecedented prices, and this scarcity, combined with aesthetic appeal and historical significance, explains why collectors are willing to pay millions for a single 2005 penny, and beyond monetary value, these coins carry an enduring legacy, as each specimen tells a story about a precise moment in history when a machine faltered, a die shifted, or a planchet was flawed, preserving a record of imperfection that is visually captivating and intellectually fascinating, and the excitement surrounding these coins continues to grow as collectors hunt for undiscovered examples, numismatists study die variations and error types, grading agencies authenticate and certify coins, and auctions showcase the most exceptional specimens, with each sale reinforcing the coin's legendary status and further fueling interest in this remarkable piece of modern numismatic history. And the story of the 2005 penny is also a reminder that even the smallest and most mundane objects can hold extraordinary significance when chance, error, and human curiosity intersect, proving that in the world of collectibles, mistakes are not merely flaws but opportunities, and that the pursuit of rare and unusual coins can inspire discovery, research, and appreciation for the intricate details of history and manufacturing. And as collectors continue to explore the possibilities, analyze errors, and seek out previously unknown specimens,